Hello, hello, how are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner. Excuse me. Today we're going to be doing this. This is, it's just another pad, you know? But this one, unlike some of the other ones we've made, this one is not reusable. You can't, like, open this up and put new paper in it. This one is what it is, all right? And, but it's a very nice look. So, it's very finished looking. We're going to be using some brads. We're going to be using, some scraps of paper, and we're going to be using up, you know, bits and pieces of our leftover trimmings from other projects to make the pages for the inside, okay? So, I'm going to get out all the tools and everything and all of our supplies, and I will be right back to walk you through this one. I'll be right back. All right, tools and supplies. You're going to want some paper to decorate, some paper for the pages, some cardstock to make your cover. It doesn't have to be the same color at all, okay? A scoreboard, a trimmer, scoring tools, a corner rounder, and some brads. Now, if you have taps, you can use the taps as well. Either one works for this, okay? But the brads are a little easier to work with. So, I'm going to get everything off the desk, get everything out of the way, and I'm going to come back. We're going to do all of our basic cuts, and then we're going to put it all together. I'll be right back. All right, so we need two pieces, one front cover, one back cover, and we need these to be 3 1/4 inches wide by 5 inches tall. So I'm going to cut this to 5. So scraps can be used by 3 1/4. That's one, and then I'm going to cut one out of this. 3 1/4 by 5. And then you need a piece to go over the top. That's this piece up here. So we're going to cut that, and that one is 3 1/4 by, there we go, 3 1/4 by 1 5/8. Okay, so that is the mark between 1 1/2 and 1 3/4. 1 5/8. Okay, so those are our pieces for that. And then we're going to be cutting some paper for the inside. Now, I've already cut this just to save some time. And these pieces are 3 by 4 3/4. And they will fit in here with just a little bit of space all the way around. Okay? So, this is the only piece we're going to be doing any scoring on, and we're going to do that in just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, ready? 3/4 of an inch, and then the next mark. So 3/4 of an inch, and then the one between 3/4 of an inch and an inch. Okay? Because we want 3/4 of an inch and 7/8 of an inch. That's what we want. That's it. Done. So easy. We're going to go ahead and fold this. Remember, hills into valleys, valleys into hills, and burnish that. What we're looking to have here is a piece with a very small spine. Okay? Now, most important tool here, something to poke holes with. This does not have to be a hole punch. It can be a poking tool. Doesn't matter. But we're going to need it. All right. Now, straighten up your paper. Get it in there nice and straight. Put your top piece on. Now, if you want, let's talk about this real quick. If you want on this piece, you could score this. Because see, this piece is going to come down over it. Okay? So you can score this piece. Oh, I'd say probably about 3/4 of an inch down. So if you want to do that, do that. Just a light score. That's your top piece, okay? So we're going to get this all kind of stacked just the way we want it. Get that paper straight. put that on there. Now, if you want to go through and make sure that you round the corners on all the paper and all of that, you do you. I'm not that crazy. So I'm just going to put this in here, making sure that I leave a little bit of space all the way around. I'm going to put my top piece on. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put that on there, sandwiching this all together. And then I'm going to put some clamps on this, and when I come back, we're going to poke some holes. I'll be right back. All right, so I have my paper in there. I have my top cover, my back, all lined up. Making sure that I get everything nice and straight. And I have my clamp on there. Okay, so now I'm going to come in from the side with my hole punch. Decide if that's, you know, where I want my brad to be. If I do, punch a hole. Come in on the other side. Punch a hole. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. You're going to put your clamps on the side, because we're going to cut a piece of paper to cover this. Let's get a little bit of this. We're going to pick something. What do we want to use? We can use this one. Yeah? Yeah. Now this piece has to come from the back around to the front. So this piece right here that we cut is 3/4 of an inch across, 1 5/8 this way. So that's what we're going to cut, a piece of 1 5/8. So 1 5/8 is going to put us just over the, between that 1/2 inch and the 3/4 inch. I'm going to go just a little bit further than that, between that mark and the 1 3/4. Cut it. And then it needs to be 3 1/4 inches across. So I'm going to take some off of both sides. We're going to lose that texture, but we're going to gain what we need for this. Okay? So, first things first, let's take a look. All right, I want to take a little bit off because I want to see the edge. So, let's do, we're at 3 1/4, let's do 3 1/8. And that should fit right there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring these down and out as far as we can so we can glue this piece on. And we're only going to glue it on the front. Okay? If you're going to ink, do that now. Okay. Glue. Just glue the front. Okay? We're going to put this on. Just like that. And then you see those holes? We're going to poke through them. Look at it through the light. Hole. Hole. Okay. Because this is where our brads are going to go. So I'm going to put my brad in. I'm going to put my brad in on the other side. Turn it upside down. Now I can take off the clamps. And I'm going to open these up. Now, this is metal, so it's going to come through the paper eventually. If you don't want that to happen, the easiest way to do that is to take a piece of double-sided tape and just cover right over those. Okay? Go ahead and cut that. Boop. Right there. And then I'll go ahead and open this up. Put some glue on my paper and go ahead and put this down. Oops. Should have taken that off before. There's a piece of paper stuck there. Okay. So that's going to kind of cushion those pieces a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the rest of this. Now you can't see the back of the brads. They are on there. And then we're going to cut a piece that's going to go on the front here. And we know that this piece is 3 1/4, but what is the length now? Because we've altered the length by putting the top on. So your piece now is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So we're going to cut a piece that is 3 by 4. Perfect. All right, ink. If your paper is thin, just put an index card or a piece of scrapbook paper or something behind it to help you kind of keep it from tearing. I just use an old piece of cardstock. All right, bring in my pad back. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. On the front. And that's it. How cute is it, right? So that's it. That's the whole project. Listen, if you're new here, push the button. Doesn't hurt. Makes me happy. What else? Check out my community tab here on the YouTube channel, or scoot on over to my Facebook group. There's a link in the description box below. Also, check out my Ko-Fi and my Patreon. And, you know, you don't even have to be a full member of Patreon. Just go ahead and get that free 7-day subscription. At least that, you know, shows me that you are supporting the channel and that you like what I'm doing. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.